You have reached the voicemail box of... At the tone, please record your voice message.
Hello, folks. It's Mitch Boyle, Triple Double Sports Cards. And last go round, we spoke with Steve Hart, president and owner of BBCE, about all the things they do, their who, their what, their why, their how, some incredible history, and their great team that's all full of integrity. The next thing, though, we promised in this four-part series is we talk about that. That's the box that we got authenticated through Steve, but the process was rather extensive. So here we go. This is where I'm going to segue into. Again, thank you for this. This is
no problem. Yep.
This is crazy. I mean, it's funny because when I looked at it, and I did a video on our YouTube channel, and I looked at it raw, and this thing looks pretty good. The box,
the box was beautiful.
Yeah, it was.
Packs were nice too.
Yeah. Well, and so let's jump to there. What did you notice when you got the 86-87 box that I had, the concerns you had, and then the recommendations that you made, and why did you make those recommendations?
Okay, if I remember correctly, your box, the outer box itself was really nice.
Yes.
You know, really white and clean. And a lot of times they usually are, because, you know, a lot of times the only reason those things still exist is because somebody bought it for $12 and threw it in the closet, forgot they had it. So it did sit there, you know, and didn't move for a long time. Your box in particular, I remember I opened the lid and all four stacks are at a little bit of an angle. And that's a good sign too, because that means, you know, usually when they shot those packs into the box, the gum sat in the same area on each pack. And that's why the packs all tilt a little bit, because that gum raises up that side of the stack. Huh. That's another good sign too. A lot of times when I get in the bad resealed boxes, I can tell as soon as I open the lid and all four stacks are flat, that the gum is in different places because it's been inserted in different spots, you know, by the resealer. Wow. Straight from the factory packs, all slope a little bit from that gum being in the same spot on each pack. And then I think the top four packs in your box had a little bit more wear than the rest of the packs. And it is always very common too, because anytime it shifted or moved, the top four did the most shifting. And then usually the 8 packs below the box are in nicer shape. So another good sign, because when you start seeing the odd shaped or odd off condition in different spots in the stacks, you might notice you have another problem. And these are just the first things I notice.
So we had the one pack that had, I'll say, popped open. And the only reason I say it popped open is because if it wasn't something that had, if it was something that had been searched, I don't think they would have left that Jordan sticker.
Nope. Your one pack that had popped open, it was only one side of the flap that had come open.
Oh.
And the inner, I call it the inner guts of the wrapper, were still sealed the way they should be. So the second underneath flap had not come open.
Yeah.
But the original flap had come open enough that I couldn't include that pack in the box. That's why we needed to come up with another pack to put in there.
And it sounds like regardless, when you run into a situation that something has popped open from its seal, you've got to replace it.
Yes, especially when it had, you know, there's a few certain boxes out there where we'll let a few slide. Now first of all, they can only barely be popped to the point where like they just come unattached.
Yep.
But there's some issues like O-Pee-Chee baseball, 83, 84, 85, 86, that while I'm taking the packs out of the stack and reviewing the back, sometimes they're stuck to the point where, you know, while I'm taking them apart, the back flap will pop a little bit.
Wow.
So, you know, it's just the nature that there's always going to be a pack or two where the back has slightly popped. And we'll let a couple of those slide. In your instance, it had popped and kind of been pushed back enough to the point where we just couldn't include it.
That one sounded like somebody actually broken the seal and maybe gone into it, or what did you?
No, I don't think they did. I think maybe they peeled it back enough to see it was Michael Jordan's sticker. And then put it back into the box, but didn't compromise it or take the card out.
So what about the other pack that was,
there was one pack in there that had been tampered with and reheated and reglued in some way. You know, a lot of times back in the 70s and 80s, you know, obviously resealing is a big issue. People do it because they're just, I don't know, criminal element or what, they want to steal some from somebody. I've noticed a lot of times when people have resealed packs because they thought it would keep it from popping open on its own in the future. I had an 86 Fleer box come in once, like yours, and every pack had Scotch tape on the back holding the pack together. Now, I told him, he's like, I did that back in 1986 because, I worried that maybe in 30 years they would pop open. And I said, well, that's great. I can't authenticate it because in this case, the appearance is even worse than the actuality. Somebody's going to open that box and say, what the hell is Steve doing? He has no idea what he's doing anymore. So he went ahead and opened it because I said, that's about your best bet right now. And he got great centered cards. So he was okay.
Oh, that's awesome.
But a lot of times people taped and reheated, not out of deceit, but just to kind of put the packs back together. It's out of deceit 95% of the time.
Yeah.
But I've seen a lot of instances where people just felt, I need to keep these closed for the future.
So we have those 2 packs. And so that's my next question. Given that I have a box that has been built, but obviously authenticated, which is great, and I'm super excited, given all the things that probably happen with these boxes. But I have those 2 packs, and we know that one has a Jordan sticker on the back, and the other one has the Kareem sticker on the back.
Right.
Is there any reason that I wouldn't tie that back into this box? Because it sounds like from a disclosure standpoint, I'm going to need to tell everybody everything already. So maybe that's my first question. From a disclosure standpoint, what is the right thing to do when I go to sell this?
Like the letter that I wrote for that box. Yeah, I call it a 36-pack box, which among the industry means that it's a partially built box. Like I said, those aren't the original 36 packs in that box that Fleer put in that box. Most of them probably are, but a few of them came from different locations to make it full. That's all you need to disclose, because that's what it is. It is 36 packs that are untampered with. I've already mentioned it's not the original 36 packs, so we've already given about the details. The fact that there was a pack in there I didn't like and a pack in there that was open has been rectified. 2 new packs are in there. I've put the sticker collation with the new packs, told everybody that these 36 packs are untampered with and legit. That's what you need to disclose. So
you mentioned, I think, how much you said the value of this might be now?
100,000.
Okay. Would it, in the resale of this down the road somewhere or another, would it be valuable, given that I'm going to give them this and they're going to go, oh, gee, only 1 Jordan sticker? Would it be wise of me to take that pack that popped open with the Jordan sticker and make it part of the price, or no?
Like as an extra part of the box?
Right. Like saying, hey, when
Sure,
this,
you could. Yeah, you could. You could sell the box wrapped by me as it is.
Yep.
And partner it up with that pack.
And I would obviously disclose, hey, one of the things that Steve did was he noticed this is popped open.
We took this pack out because it had popped open too much.
Yeah.
But you can still see it has not been compromised or opened completely.
Yeah.
So you're getting a Jordan sticker, and who knows, if it's centered, it could be a $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 card.
And do you think that's the best thing to do, or do you think, nah, if I were you, I'd just, open the pack and get it graded?
Well, hell, if it was me, I'd open it.
Now, would you do it just because it's fun, or would you do it because you think there's a good chance that it might be worth more?
Fun, and I don't remember that well who was showing on the top of the pack.
I don't have it with me either.
So there's a chance that there's a Jordan in that pack.
Yeah.
So, or a Barkley or an Olajuwon or a Ewing, or who knows. Another thing I'd like to bring up too is, like, for example, an 83 Topps baseball box. And people will say, well, if there's 34 good packs in there and 2 resealed ones, and we take the 2 resealed ones out and replace it with 2 good ones, is that right? Is that morally ethical to do that? Well, the reason we finally decided it is because people do that and ship it to me, and I have no way of telling.
Yeah.
So, if somebody grabs 18 packs from one box and 18 packs from another box and makes a full box and ships it to me, Well, hell, I can't tell. Sometimes I can, because again, maybe the blue in the wrappers is off a little bit. But since I can't tell and I don't know, I can only assume it's a 36-pack box, and my job is to make sure they're untampered with.
Yeah. And for this 86, 87 player, and I'm sure it applies to that top situation too. I like what you said. When we think about the existence of sports cards selling back in the 80s, most people were buying them out of boxes anyway. So a lot of people probably had boxes where 3 packs were sold, 4 packs were sold. And then thought, oh, you know what? I'm going to make this a full box and get it authenticated. And so I'll just throw in 5 packs.
My best friend, we'd go to the grocery store and buy packs of cards and open them and chew the gum. And he would buy 3 packs every trip and not open them. So what the hell are you going to do with those? He goes, well, 12 trips, I'll have a box. And I thought he was an idiot.
Yeah.
Now he's doing okay. But yeah, people would build boxes. Not a deceit. They just buy 3, 8, 6, 12. Now they got a box.
What is the best way for me to sell something like this? Is it to work with an auction house? Is it to just do it on eBay? I told you from a value standpoint, because my son gets revenue from our website, I'd rather do it on our website, but we have very few followers at this point. Any advice?
Well, of course, your best avenue is to sell it yourself on your website.
Right.
That's what you're taking out in fees. You can request check only, wire transfer, and cash if you want. To whereas on eBay, big dollar items, there's a lot of games that go on. People will bid on it who don't have the money. They just think it's funny to run up the price. Somebody's going to win it and then tell you why, or just ghost you and disappear. Then you got to worry about, you actually getting the money and shipping it to the customer. And 6 weeks later, eBay says, well, the guy filed a chargeback on his credit card. Now you're in a bad situation. So the best way to do it would be yourself on your website, where you say no credit cards. You either got to write me a check and it's going to have to clear, or you have to wire me the money. Now you're safe. Or the other option is an auction house. Let them deal with all those headaches.
Yeah.
And of course, they have huge exposure. Like you said, you're just starting out. You may not have a whole lot of customers. These auction houses have worldwide exposure, and they can deal with the customer, the financing, the possible bad check. Of course, that's why they get their fees, but it's also very easy.
And are there some good auction houses that you think are especially reputable that you would recommend?
Oh yeah, there's a handful of them. Golden Auctions, REA Auctions, Heritage, Mile High, Memory Lane. Those are top 5 I can think of off the top of my head.
So now what do we do? Do we auction it off through one of those houses that Steve recommended? Do I sell it on my website? I also have an eBay site. I could do that there. And the other thing relative to the 2 packs that I couldn't get authenticated that we replaced, they were 2 PSA packs, by the way, if we didn't mention it. So a full 36-pack box unopened and now untampered with. But that means I have these 2 that unfortunately one was messed with and the other one was the flap was slightly open. And as you recall, the one with the flap slightly open, that was the one with the Michael Jordan sticker. And the other one that was messed with had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So what do I do with these packs? Do I maybe include it when we sell that, so you for sure have 2 Michael Jordan stickers? I could even buy another PSA graded pack with Michael Jordan on the back. BBCE sells those. That would mean that the customer would have 3 stickers for sure. Maybe I don't mess with these and open them up on my own and do a separate video. I would love your opinion about that. So please subscribe. And again, give me your comments. That's the best part of all of this. Now, what's next? Video number 3 in the 4-part series, we'll have Steve talk about his highs, some of the greatest finds they've ever had, and one is going to blow you away. And equally unbelievable is one of the big mistakes he made about a purchase and then a sale that didn't do as well as he had hoped. So stay tuned for that. That'll be coming up in a week or so. I'm Mitch Boyle. Thanks so much for watching TripleDoubleSportsCards.com.